As ever, the Meg just can't catch a break. In the weeks leading up to her Netflix show coming out, the Meg was surely hoping for exclusively glowing press, lots and lots of Instagram approval and followers, and good, positive reactions to the sneak peeks and the behind-the-scenes footage of her awkward, terrible dancing in her giant man pants. Instead, she's had horrible reactions to all of the above, and more negative press has come out about her work ethic and her business relationships. According to very well-placed sources, last year, January 2024, the Meg had a huge falling out with staff at WME, namely Ari Emanuel. He's sort of the head honcho in terms of Hollywood representation. He is who everybody wants and who the biggest of clients get supervising their PR. Naturally, Ari being one of the highest up at WME, big deal guy in Hollywood, naturally he would have staff handling a lot of his clients' day-to-day stuff. But he would be the one to go and meet with the clients and strategize with them or have conversations with them and make decisions with them. He would be the lead contact for them. He would have his staff primarily handle the sort of busy work and carrying out of his plans most of the time. And the rumors were, when Meghan signed with WME, that she was one of Ari's clients, that she was signing with Ari specifically. That was never verified, but it was confirmed that she was signed with WME. But specifically as one of Ari's personal clients, that he would be personally handling her stuff, was never confirmed that I saw or can recall. Correct me if I'm wrong, please include a link. But January 2024, last year, she allegedly got all in a tizzy because things weren't going well and demanded plans and strategy laid out for her at her beck and call immediately because she was really, irritated that they hadn't been doing enough to turn around her crappy public image. She seems to misunderstand the power of PR, but we'll get to that in a moment. Her demands and her diva vibes were so off-putting, according to these sources, that Ari no longer wants to have her on his roster of celebrity, that he's no longer dealing with her at all. I suspect he never was, that the Meg signed with WME, things weren't working out well, and she wanted Ari to handle it, fix it, solve it, and he's like, no. But who knows? Regardless, if we take this version of events as true, she stepped in it. She overplayed her hand like she usually does and thought that she could throw her weight around and get, results or something? Have him wave a magic wand? I don't know. And he was like, no, I don't play these sorts of games. According to WME, they're still repping her, but it's just normal staff handling her day-to-day stuff, which would kind of make sense because we just get sort of ill thought out, ill prepared, not great press on Harry and Meghan. Like, for example, People Magazine and Us Weekly. These are all things that PR companies will arrange for you. They'll get you a contact at People Magazine and you can send them stuff the way we saw Harry email them his 40th birthday thoughts as if it was his personal diary. And they published it. That sort of a connection is something that a low-level PR situation would get for you and arrange for you so that you can get some press, but it's nothing major, it's nothing big. But if she did have this falling out, if she did have a tantrum and Ari was involved and now is no longer, then it's really no wonder. Meghan has been playing petty media games for a long time that really do not serve her well. She has continuously stepped in it when it comes to PR. Her public relations. She doesn't follow instructions. She doesn't accept guidance. And PR agencies, possibly Ari in the past, whoever it was that was helping her out, were the ones who got her all the interviews, all the People Magazine spots, all the little tidbits that we've had, all the trickling out of information. It's all thanks to that PR firm, WME. She should be grateful. They're also the ones who can get her connections for speaking engagements or showing up places. PR agents, however, cannot control what the celebrity or the person does during said interview. I will link for you here a playlist with a lot of Meghan and Harry's interviews and the fallout from them. We analyze them in detail and all the mistakes that were made. They cannot control your representatives, your assistants, your press relations people cannot control how you come across and what you say. They can only arrange for these opportunities to have an interview or an opportunity to be on the cover of a magazine. They do not control what you say. They could give you advice, but Meghan doesn't take advice. Meghan is unlikable, uncharismatic, and that's not the PR people's fault. That's the Meg's fault, but she has blamed them. All the opportunities she received thanks to WME's connections, she has squandered by being contrived, manipulative, using every single opportunity she can to try to portray herself in an image that she thinks will work, and it doesn't. And because of this, it only makes sense that they're fed up and don't want to keep doing these stupid games. They're at this point doing damage to their own reputation, because if somebody is looking for, say, a high-powered celebrity or somebody newly famous actor who's like the hottest thing, gonna be a big deal, is looking for a rep. If they see Meghan on the roster of, say, Ari or WME in general, they may want to skip over WME altogether, because the Meg's reputation is such trash that for new clients to see that, it would be rather alarming. Like, wow, you've allowed one of your clients to have this bad of a time, or you're unable to fix this bad of a situation. So it's really not good for them. It's not good business for them to have Meg publicly on their roster. So is it surprising? No, not at all. Does it make sense? Yes. Is it good press to have in the lead up to With Love Meghan premiering? Absolutely not. But they also have hired a new comms person who's going to have her work cut out for her, that's for sure. Because all of this is a personality problem, not an approach problem. It's not the comms people or the PR people or the interviewers or anybody. It's not their fault. It's the Meg's fault. She's just not likable. She doesn't know how to come across normal to people. She's just not good at this stuff. And so it's failing every single time. But as we've known, in 2024, there's been more and more people quitting on Harry and the Meg, including their global press secretary or whatever her title was. This lady who had to kick Meghan off the red carpet because she was duck-facing at the cameras for far too long. This lady stepped away from the Sussexes gently. She was super kind about it. She still continued to help them out until, presumably now, that they've hired somebody new. This new hire is supposedly going to take over their communications needs and probably won't have a good time with it. But the news of this coming out right before the launch of the show, I think Meghan and Harry thought it would show that they have their ducks in a row, that they've hired this new comms person as they're launching these new business things. But instead, it's just reminded people of all the people who have quit on Harry and Meghan and all the staff troubles that they have had. So it still wasn't good timing to announce it now. But we shall see how this lady does and if she manages to get any guidance through the Meg's stubborn, narcissistic head. Thank you for joining me for today's video. I hope you have a happy day ahead. I will see you next time. Bye!